from KSAT 12. The news at noon starts right now.
We start with charges being filed against a 7th grade student after a threat was posted online.
The Northeast Independent School District confirming that they were made aware of the threat yesterday. In a letter sent home to parents, the school's principal says the district was able to identify the student at Kruger Middle School, and they contacted the student's parents. Throughout their investigation, they say the threat was determined not to be credible. According to the district, the student now facing a felony charge of making a terroristic threat.
New at noon, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office has fired a deputy who was arrested in January on family violence charges while off duty. Those charges were later dismissed. This is according to records obtained by KSAT 12. Those records say former Deputy Maverick Moreland received his termination notice in September. Moreland was arrested on suspicion of family violence after a disturbance was reported at a Northside bar. According to court records, the assault family charge was dismissed due to insufficient evidence. Those records state Moreland was accused of assaulting bar staff and damaging property. In his termination notice, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office said Moreland, quote, used bad judgment.
This noon, police investigating 2 separate robberies, and they're hoping someone can help them track down the suspects. The first one on the city's southwest side. Police say a suspect forced a victim to withdraw money from their ATM. Officers say the suspect's image was caught on the ATM camera. We're told the person got into the victim's vehicle while they were stopped at I-35 and Southwest Military Drive. Police say the suspect pulled out a gun, then forced the victim to drive to an ATM and withdraw the cash. Also, police want to find this person. They are accused of stealing from a Walmart near Loop 1604 and Calabar Road on the west side. Officers say that this person grabbed items from the electronics department and then left without paying. Someone tried to stop them. That's when police say the suspect threatened to stab the victim. You can help with either of these cases by calling Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
What a man was hoping would be a night at a bar has ended with a day in custody with police. He's accused of going on a rampage, destroying property after being denied an after-hours drink. It happened at a bar on Blanco Road near Lock Hill, Selma. As Katrina Weber reports, Castle Hill police say there may have been another reason for the trouble.
This is the relative calm after what people here described as a storm of anger that erupted from this man. Castle Hills police found him after 2:30 this morning without his clothes on outside McFinnigan's pub. They were flagged down as they drove past the 7200 block of Blanco Road, an area technically within the San Antonio city limits. They say the man had not only stripped, but struck out against the business, climbing a fence to smash an outdoor television and break windows. I spoke to the owner of McFinnigan's off camera, and he told me that this started with his staff doing exactly what they were supposed to do. He says the man was requesting to be served after hours, but they turned him down. As the shattered glass flew inward, those workers were inside, but they were able to avoid getting hit. The owner believes the man, who didn't speak English, was triggered by the language barrier. Police, however, say they suspect he also may have been under the influence of some sort of drug. They took him in for an emergency evaluation. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
The U.S. now expanding COVID-19 boosters, opening a 3rd dose of Pfizer's vaccine to people as young as 16 years old. The Food and Drug Administration has officially authorized the shots for people in that age group. The U.S. and many other nations already urging adults to get that booster to pump up their immunity months after the initial vaccination. Here in the United States, though, the Pfizer vaccine is the only option for children and teenagers. The FDA clearing that extra dose for those 16 and 17, but there's one more step. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention must now recommend that they get the booster. It's not clear if younger teens will need one.
From architecture, engineering, plumbing, and carpentry, there's many unique trades students will learn at Construction Careers Academy. The Magnet School was created in 2019 to help alleviate some of the employment shortages in the construction industry. Tiffany Huertas has a look at their carpentry program and how it's impacting students.
The students here have been working on different projects, from tiny homes and just learning everything about how to build from something very simple to more difficult construction. And to talk more about this is teacher Lesford Dixon and student Chet Kelly joining us. Lesford, talk to us about this program and what makes it so unique.
So what makes this program unique is a foundation that has been built here. The students are literally creating a set of skills that will be, they're going to be empowering to them when they venture into the industry. So most of these students who showed up literally have no knowledge of construction. When they're going through the door, they have the necessary skills to function in the industry. Most of our business partners, they show up here to interview our kids for job openings, and because we're offering those industry certifications to these kids.
Awesome. And Chet, talk to us about what was your favorite part about this program?
I'd have to say my favorite part about this program is the tight community that we have. We're brothers and sisters here. We do these quick little exercises to show that we're up to our skill level and we're doing what we can.
Do you want to do something in construction when you graduate?
Yes, ma'am. I plan on going to Texas A&M University at College Station. We actually just went on a field trip there just a couple days ago to go and look at the construction science program.
Was there any part of this program that was a little challenging at first and now you're like, I got the hang of it?
For me, not as much, but when I walked in, I felt like I knew everything. He was laughing at me and whatnot. He's like, man, you don't know nothing. And sure enough, he proved me right. I've been working every day, still trying to keep my grades up in here, work and learn what I can, and that's it.
What an amazing program. And now students can apply, right?
Oh yes, we're open for enrollment right now, and actually we have an open house this afternoon where kids from the different middle schools will be coming here to visit the program. They're going to walk through our lab, speak to our instructors, look at some of the projects that we're working with, and we'll have some seniors and juniors to really talk to them about the program. And literally the kids that are showing up are kids who truly want to be in the construction industry, the kids who think there's a future for them in the construction industry, and we're here to create that future.
And the good thing, there's a lot of jobs open right now.
Oh yeah, there's a job shortage right now in the state of Texas, and if you look around in San Antonio, several homes are going up, and they do not have that workforce right now to meet the demand, so they're coming to us, and this is why we're here, to prepare these students, give them the skills so when they go out they can represent us and be effective.
Well, thank you so much, both of you, and all this information you can find it right now on ksat.com. Back to you.
Some service members are getting the opportunity to brush up on their culinary skills. This week, they're in the kitchen with chefs from the Culinary Institute of America. 18 military members chosen for this program. They arrived in the Alamo City this week. They're already hard at work cooking up dishes and learning some new techniques. The participants say they're excited for the opportunity to boost their skills.
I think it's awesome. I think it's a really cool experience, and we get to try a lot of different things that we normally wouldn't do or wouldn't even taste.
The 5-day hands-on program includes lots of cooking, but also lectures and demonstrations. It also aims to prepare the participants for a seamless transition into the restaurant industry once their military service is completed.
And some folks got a healthy dose of tamales, learning all about the time-honored tradition this morning. Health Texas hosted a grand tamalada workshop and demonstration. It was held in collaboration with a nonprofit. The hope was that participants could pick up the skills needed to host their own tamalada this holiday season.
It was foggy and drizzly this morning. It'll be warm this afternoon, and then we'll do it all again tomorrow with some near record temperatures. Your forecast is coming up.
In big game coverage, Fall City is set to face a familiar opponent in the state semifinals. Hear from the Battling Beavers later in sports. Washington leaders from both sides of the aisle coming together to honor longtime Kansas Republican Senator Bob Dole.
This as he lies in state in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. President Joe Biden making remarks remembering the decorated World War II veteran.
ABC's M. Nguyen is at the Capitol with more.
Honoring Senator Bob Dole, a well-respected and powerful Republican leader in Congress, known for his humor and humility. President Biden calling the late Kansas senator an American giant and a friend.
Robert Joseph Dole He belongs here, in this place, in this temple of liberty and to temple to possibilities.
Dole volunteered for the Army shortly after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor at 19 years old. He served during World War II and was gravely wounded on the battlefield in Italy, costing him the use of his right arm and partially paralyzing his left. He had earned 2 Purple Hearts for his heroic efforts in war. Dole ran for president 3 times, finally securing the GOP nomination but losing to President Bill Clinton in 1996. Clinton later awarded Dole the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Today, Dole's widow, Elizabeth Dole, a powerful politician in her own right, joined lawmakers from both sides of the aisle to remember Dole's life and public service, including over 3 decades in Congress. Dole was a champion for veterans' rights and people with disabilities, helping pass the Americans with Disabilities Act. He also proudly voted for both the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, 2 issues that have become highly partisan today.
He spent decades carrying fellow veterans and Americans with disabilities on his shoulders.
In his final op-ed written days before his death, Dole criticized current political divides and urged Congress to work together for the common good, a sentiment echoed by the president today.
We still found a way to work together. We genuinely respected one another as colleagues and as fellow Americans.
Dole's casket will lie in state for public viewing for those who are invited until tonight. And then tomorrow, a funeral service at the Washington National Cathedral. M1 ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Taking a look outside with live cam. Well, we're trying to. When is this fog going to clear? Or is that just murkiness?
It's just murkiness. The fog, for the most part, is lifted, but we still have some clouds around. Those clouds go away, and then this afternoon it gets warm. You look at a picture like that in December and think it's cool outside. It is not. It is humid, and it will be very warm this afternoon. The aquifer is down 0.6 of a foot today to 662.8 in your pollen count. Mountain Cedar's still there for the 3rd day in a row, but it's low. It's 30. Mulder low at 410. We'll take a look at our up and down forecast coming up.
This SA Salute holiday greeting is brought to you by IAQ Cleaning.
Hi, my name is Gilbert Ramirez and I am with IAQ Experts. Quiero darle gracias a los veteranos por su servicio. Gracias.
And I guess it feels like the holidays if you're in the tropics or something, you live here, but it's still a little hard to get in the holiday spirit with this humidity and warmth.
Almost like muggy out there.
Mm-hmm. And I'd love to tell you that it's going to get better. It will a little bit this weekend, but we've still got more heat on the way, I'm afraid, even into next week. So it's kind of not December-like, especially not right now. It's muggy, it's sticky out there. We've got the cloud cover still, and temperatures 71 degrees at the airport, 77 Stinson, 73 Kelly, 73 at Randolph. Southerly winds at about 6 miles per hour. Humidity obviously is very high at this point. There's a look at the satellite picture, and this really is going to be important today and tomorrow. Kind of how long these clouds stick around and where they break up is going to dictate where we see some of the warmest temperatures. Right now, we're still underneath that cloud deck here in San Antonio, but the clouds are shrinking pretty quickly. I'd give it another couple of hours, and we should see some sun here in San Antonio. As we zoom out, you'll see the clouds have left places like Uvalde, where it's 72. It's 77 in Carrizo Springs and 83 in Cotulla, where the sun is out. 73 in Gonzales, still clouds there, and still some clouds in Kennedy and Victoria as well. Looking at the forecast temperatures today, 80 here in town. It's going to be a little bit lower than what we're seeing down to the south and west because we still have those clouds, and that will keep us from getting too warm. But down to the south and west, this model puts Cotulla all the way up to 91. I don't know if we get that hot, but we're going to see some hot temperatures today for sure. Again, very un-December-like. And as we get into tomorrow, same story. Once the clouds break, most of us will get into the 80s. Our record here tomorrow is 85. We'll be in range of that. And it's not until Saturday that we finally get a cool down front comes through and things change. Dew points are way up there in the upper 60s, even some 70s on the map. This is kind of a spring-like scenario here with these dew points really starting to jump up. And the 24-hour dew point change is close to 20 degrees. So this happened very quickly overnight. The humidity rose quite a bit, and that's what led to some of that fog this morning. Dew points will stay high today, tomorrow, and then they fall off with that front into the 20s. The weekend's fairly dry, but then the humidity rises right back up to high levels by Tuesday. And that could actually lead to a few showers around the area. And speaking of rain, we could use some. You look at the drought monitor across the state. This just came in this morning. This is actually last week. I want to compare that to this week. So we'll move forward here to this week, and you can see the change. Not a huge change, but we've added some drought areas across northeast Texas. It gets a little bit worse in the Texas Panhandle, and we're dealing with some drought down here in our area too, especially as you go out west, places like Carrizo Springs and Eagle Pass. So we can use some rain. That's for sure, and the chances, honestly, pretty small. We have a small chance Friday night into Saturday, then again Tuesday and Wednesday, but right now we're putting out a 20% shot, so it's not great. Well, looking at the futurecast, clouds break up this afternoon, build back in tomorrow. We start with some fog and drizzle on your Friday, and then the clouds break up again. This is around 6 p.m. tomorrow, partly cloudy skies and warm. Front is scheduled to work through sometime around midnight, maybe just after. With it, a broken line of showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms to the east. Chances are low, and we're not going to get much rain out of it. And then by Saturday, still some clouds in the morning, and then clouds will break up a little bit by the afternoon. The big story on Saturday probably is going to be the gusty winds. We're expecting gusts close to 30 as that front blows through, and then winds will subside a little bit as we get into Saturday evening. So the extended forecast, 83 tomorrow, 62 on Saturday, about a 20-degree drop. Sunday morning, we're down to 36. There will be a freeze, I think, in the hill country. And then from there, we rebound, and we rebound quickly. 70 on Monday, upper 70s Tuesday and Wednesday, guys.
It seems like this roller coaster is getting more extreme as the week goes on.
Yes, it feels that way. Yeah. And if it does cool down, it just doesn't stay cool for long.
No?
Right. No,
yeah.
Bounces right back up. Yeah. Thanks, Justin. Larry Ramirez is here now. The Spurs hoping to get things going against the Nuggets.
Yeah, they want to end that two-game slide, and a lot of that's going to rest on guard Derek White, who is averaging a career-high 5.1 assists this season, so he is key to their success. And Denver, well, they could be tired tonight because they needed overtime last night in the Big Easy. Coming up. We have 3 games in the NBA tonight, including the Denver Nuggets at the San Antonio Spurs. They'll face each other twice in the next 3 days. The Spurs are looking to snap a 2-game slide after losing to the Suns and the Knicks on back-to-back nights. Now, guard Derek White is coming off a season-high 26 points versus New York. And this season, White is averaging a career-best 5.1 assists per game.
He's always been a good assist man. You know, he's getting the minutes. He's healthy now. He's got his confidence now. And in the assist category, he and DJ are doing a great job.
I mean, just trying to find open guys, find the shooters. So, I mean, that's what the coaching staff asked me to do, so that's what I got to go out and do.
Spurs will host Nuggets tonight at 7:30. Keldon Johnson is listed as doubtful with an ankle injury, and Devin Vassell is doubtful with a right quad contusion. Denver played at New Orleans last night, fourth quarter, final seconds. Pelicans down 2. Devontae Graham drives and misses the layup, but Jonas Valanciunas tips it in, and we're going to overtime, tied at 105. And that's when the Joker took over for Denver. Nikola Jokic pump fakes, then he scores. The reigning NBA MVP scored 11 of the Nuggets' 15 points in overtime to help Denver win 120-114 before coming to town. Jokic scored a season-high 39 points to go with 11 assists and 11 rebounds. James Harden was back in Houston last night to face his former team. It's the Nets and Rockets. Fourth quarter, Nets ball. Check out Patty Mills. He's going to drive and makes a sweet no-look pass to David Duke for the jam. Patty's only assists to go with 12 points. Brooklyn loving that, but they don't like this. The Beard loses the ball, and it goes to Garrison Matthews for a breakaway slam, and the Houston crowd is all kinds of pumped up. All 5 Rocket starters scored double figures, and they win their 7th straight game by the final of 114-104. The Rockets have the NBA's longest current winning streak. The Batlin Batman Beavers of Falls City are headed to the Class 2A Division II state semifinals, where they will meet undefeated Mart. That's after they were able to beat Burton 34-20 for the Region 4 championship. In that victory, Luke Schaefer rushed for 144 yards with 3 touchdowns, and on defense had 6 tackles and an interception. This is the 5th straight year Falls City has won the regional championship. Now they have their sights set on returning to the state title game, where they won in 2010. But first, they're about to meet Mart for the 4th straight season. The Panthers have won the state championship 3 of the last 4 seasons.
They're really good. You know, they've gotten the best of us the last 3 years, but that's why we're out here working, so we can go and compete.
We've played them. This is going to be our 4th year in a row, and we know that past few years it's been a battle trying to stick up with them, but this year we prepared longer and been ready for this for a long coming, and it's going to be different this year.
It's Falls City and Martin, the rematch Friday night at 7 in Elgin, about 2 hours north of San Antonio. And I love the Batman Beavers' confidence, and hopefully they pull it off.
Yeah, they're definitely familiar with that.
Yes, they are indeed. Yep.
All right, Larry, thanks very much.
Your mailbox is likely already filling up with holiday greetings. Whether creative or even downright wacky, some families go big when it comes to Christmas cards. How one woman is taking over her family's top cards. She is sharing them with others. It's coming up in our next half hour.
And waters, iced teas, soft drinks, as well as spirits and beers. So thirsted after in the holiday season, they're all in shorter supply right now. So what's leaving shelves so parched? Details after the break. Now to the trial of former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter, who shot and killed Daunte Wright during a traffic stop earlier this year.
The jury listening to a second day of testimony. ABC's Rena Roy explains this comes after an emotional day in court yesterday when Wright's mother took the stand.
The second day of the Kim Potter trial getting underway. Prosecutors calling more witnesses to the stand as they try to convince the jury that the former Minnesota officer's actions were criminal and reckless.
Do you know if there was a gun or a weapon of any kind in that car?
No.
So there was no weapon in that car?
No, there was not.
Potter says she mistook her handgun for her taser when she accidentally shot and killed 20-year-old Daunte Wright during a traffic stop near Minneapolis in April.
Was she negligent? Was she reckless? That remains the legal question.
New body camera footage played in court showing the moments after the fatal shooting.
I grabbed the wrong gun! I shot him! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Wright's mother emotional on the stand, detailing her last phone call with him when he was pulled over for an expired tag and air freshener in the rearview mirror, which is illegal in Minnesota.
And I wanted to protect him because that's what mothers do. And he just sounded really nervous. But I reassured him that it would be okay.
The jury watching video of Wright's mother arriving at the scene.
Is he alive? I do not know the condition. I don't know. Are you guys serious? What are you talking to me for then?
The defense arguing their client made a mistake under stress, but blamed Wright for resisting arrest.
All he has to do is stop, and he'd be with us.
Potter is charged with first and second degree manslaughter. She's expected to take the stand in her own defense. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are racing against the clock to avert a catastrophic debt default. Today, senators are considering a bill to fast-track the process that would let Democratic senators raise the debt ceiling without votes from Republicans. This comes before the December 15th deadline to avoid the default, which both Republicans and Democrats say would trigger a financial disaster. At least 10 Republican senators need to vote with Democrats to advance the bill. A number of top Senate Republicans signaled they will support the fast-track debt plan. If it passes, a final Senate vote on the fast-track process could take place as soon as this afternoon.
Supply chain issues starting to ease up a bit with some industries, and even some deliveries are speeding up. However, the drink industry is seeing some issues now, and this holiday season, beverages like soda, water, and alcohol are seeing some shortages. And what's leaving the shelves so parched? Well, everything from gridlock in trucking and shipping to labor issues to unpredictable weather. But the main culprit? Bottles and cans. There just aren't enough to go around. Nearly 3/4 of all new beverage products in 2021 were packaged in aluminum cans. That growth in demand has run headfirst into a shrinking supply.
Taking a look at live cam now, and later this afternoon you might need a cool drink if you do some stuff outside.
Yeah, so tomorrow we could be in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's enough humidity there where it's even conceivable there could be maybe a little bit of a heat index. I mean, this is kind of unusual December weather. It's going to be near record warmth tomorrow. I don't know that we'll get there today, but we're going to be probably in the 80s in a few spots this afternoon. So the heat is on for now. You look across the country, and yes, the heat is moving or expanding north. That warmth is with temperatures in the mid-60s in places like Wichita, Kansas, 61 in St. Louis, 74 in Dallas. Behind our system that's moving across the country, there are some colder readings as you get up into the Rockies, 20s in Casper and Cut Bank, but you would expect that this time of year. The really cold stuff bottled up north, 26 in International Falls, 16 in Caribou. A little closer look here. We've got 80s on the map. Cotulla and Laredo checking in at 83 at this hour. So you can imagine we're talking upper 80s this afternoon. Here in San Antonio, 71. We're still underneath a cloud deck here that is shrinking, but still there. And so the clouds will hold on for another couple of hours here before we likely will see at least a little bit of sun this afternoon. But places where we're not seeing that cloud cover, Bandera, Leakey, Uvalde, down towards Cotulla, temperatures will warm up rapidly with the sun out. 80 degrees by 4 o'clock. That's what we're thinking here in San Antonio. 77 by 6 p.m. and then 74 by 8 p.m. If you're hoping for a cool down, we will get one this weekend. Cold front comes in Saturday morning. Thin line of showers. Highs will dip down into the 60s. We'll get some gusts up to 30 miles per hour out of the north, and there will be some slow clearing on Saturday. So it'll be cooler this weekend. It'll feel a little bit better, but then it warms right back up next week. We'll talk more about that forecast here in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. It is National Christmas Card Day. And if you've been procrastinating and you haven't made yours yet, we have some inspiration for you. A woman taking to TikTok sharing her family's creative cards, what she calls her series of videos, Christmas Card Horror Show.
It's been a horror show for Mike McCarthy, who has been out, but he's back with the Cowboys, not a moment too soon. Hear his funny reason why later in sports.
Google releasing its list of most searched terms for the year, what topics people researched in 2021, after the break. Google releasing its year in search lists for 2021. Okay, so in 2020, it comes as no surprise that worldwide coronavirus topped the trending search list and dominated much of the U.S. list.
But this year, the top trending searches focused on sports, with sports searches making up 8 of the top 10. World Cup cricket matches ruled the list. The NBA ranked number 4 and topped the U.S. list. The late rapper DMX and the Korean Netflix show Squid Game also made the global and U.S. lists.
In the U.S., politics and finance made the top 10. They included the Georgia Senate race, which decided control of the Senate, and government stimulus payments.
Well, for the first time, Pantone has mixed up a brand new hue for its color of the year.
And I like it. The official color of 2022 is called Very Peri. Get it? Peri? But it's P-E-R-I. It's a periwinkle blue with a violet red undertone. You'll start seeing it in a range of Microsoft apps like PowerPoint, Teams, Windows, and in digital screensavers. Since the year 2000, Pantone's team of design experts study trends in art and fashion, and they select a color that highlights top global trends. Very Peri is a color, they say, that symbolizes the future with a nod toward innovation and change.
And it's also a welcome departure from the peak pandemic year 2021, which featured a considerably more drab ultimate gray.
Yeah, I can't say that about Very Peri.
No.
For a lot of families, holiday cards, it's a yearly tradition, often dressing up for a family photo to put on the front.
Well, one family has been raising the bar for decades by committing to over-the-top themes for their Christmas cards. And one member of that family is sharing these precious and sometimes cringe-worthy memories with the world.
ABC's Will Gans has the story.
Since 1992, the Osier family from Colleyville, Texas, cramming a sleigh full of Christmas spirit into their annual holiday card. Antlers and hats in 1993, evolving into an elf costume in 94. And in 1995, the Osiers leveled up. The card captioned, "Merry Christmas from the tree of us."
At what point were you like, okay, my family's doing something that most others don't?
Yeah, I think it was when we rented the donkey.
The theme, touched by an osier. Now, Haley has documented 2 decades worth of photos in a TikTok series she calls Christmas Card Horror Show.
For most of the people involved, it's a really great memory, but really embarrassing for me most years.
Eventually, Gary, Vicky, and Haley ditched the Yuletide theme altogether. 2006 was the year of Gary Bob SquarePants.
I got to wear SpongeBob pajamas, which big step up from having to like really be in costume or be in character.
In hindsight, only one photo can be the true star atop the Osier family tree of Christmas cards.
So he wanted to be baby Jesus, and my mom, very evangelical, was like, this is not happening. We're not doing that. And so he still found a way to be an almost naked baby.
Behold, the 1998 Osier family holiday card.
What is the one word you would use to describe the New Year's baby photo?
Horror. That is the Christmas Card Horror Show in one picture.
Haley's advice for families looking to level up their own Christmas card photos? Well, keep it topical, think outside of the box, and maybe avoid any ideas that involve your dad dressing up as a baby. Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
Those were pretty awful.
Yeah. Creative, though.
Creative. Yeah.
There's
Thinking
that.
outside the box.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. It's not great.
Well,
not
you know, she got on YouTube and
TikTok
and every
true.
major network is running her story.
What you got to do these days.
Yeah.
You got to get creative. 71 so far today. 61 was the low this morning. Only a 10-degree spread between the low and the high, and that's because of cloud cover, moisture. But we do expect temperatures will jump up a little bit more this afternoon. The record is 85, set back in 2008. I don't think that's in jeopardy here in San Antonio. 23 is a record low set back in 1917. Records may be in jeopardy tomorrow before our cool down this weekend. Another look at that forecast coming up.
So Justin's advice is shorts and flip-flops later today and tomorrow. Then the same thing you wore on, was it Monday that it got cold?
Yeah.
And windy? Okay, pull that back out.
Yeah.
For Saturday.
Listen, I'm not giving
We're just
fashion
rotating
advice.
the same 3 outfits now.
Pretty much. I would not normally give fashion advice because I'm not the guy for that. But I can tell you that, yes, you're going to want to dress a little bit warmer on Saturday and be prepared for some hot temperatures. I say hot, warm today and tomorrow.
Warm for December.
Warm for December. Sure. Yes. Let's go outside for you and show you those warm, sticky conditions. We've got cloudy skies for San Antonio still. 71 degrees, southerly winds at about 6 miles per hour. Dew point is at 67, and that number is way up there. That's why it feels so sticky out there. And looking at the satellite picture, clouds are trying. They're trying to break up, but we've still got a good, healthy cloud deck over top of us right now. If you're in extreme northwestern Bexar County, clouds are beginning to break up there, and that line will slowly ease into the city. But it may take another couple of hours here before you start seeing some peaks of sun. And this is going to have a big bearing on temperatures today. We could actually be a lot warmer if it were not for these clouds. And you'll see that as we zoom out. 71 here in town, but places where the sun is out, it's 83 right now in Cotulla, 75 in Uvalde, 73 Rock Springs, 74 right now in Del Rio. 74 in Gonzales, a few peaks of sun there. And the sun is out in Victoria where it's 81. Forecast for today, we'll say 80 here in town, 70s in the hill country, and then you get some really warm numbers as you go south and west again where the sun has been out. Tomorrow, we do it all again. Temperatures will be as warm, if not a little bit warmer, and we'll be close to some of those records. The record is 85 here in San Antonio. We're forecasting 83. And just like today, we'll have the fog and clouds early, and then we'll wait on the sun during the afternoon. Here's a look at the dew points, and these numbers are high, 60s and 70s, so the moisture is thick, and there's a little bit of a dry line setting up out across central Texas. Tomorrow, that dry line drifts a little bit further east, so we'll get some dry air in parts of our western counties as well, and that's going to help to boost those temperatures even more. I think we'll be one of the warmest spots in the country tomorrow. But you can see that moisture really surging in here across east Texas. And that has resulted in these clouds you're seeing. And then you got some high clouds over top of that. Our storm system still back out to our west where you can see some rain and snow there, the corner of your screen around Las Vegas. Current temperatures across the state, it's 85 in Brownsville, very warm across South Texas, but even mild up in the Texas Panhandle, 64 Lubbock, 63 in Amarillo, and 74 right now in Dallas. So here's what our futurecast looks like. Partly cloudy skies. Once those clouds scatter out this afternoon, and then the clouds build back in. We get some fog and drizzle again tomorrow for much of the area, and then it will take until the afternoon, but the clouds scatter out again. And out ahead of fronts, you can typically get some pretty warm temperatures, and I think that's what we'll be dealing with tomorrow. That front slides through, looks like early Saturday morning. This is pre-dawn. With it, a broken line of showers, a couple storms, but this is going to be generally east of San Antonio. And even if you do see some rain along the front, you're not going to get much. Just not going to add up to much. Everything's going to be quick moving. Some clouds hang around on Saturday. That'll keep things cool. It'll be windy, too. These are the wind gusts projected for 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Gusts close to 30, and then the winds will slowly calm as we get into the late afternoon and evening hours. And Sunday, by the way, after a cold start, looks beautiful. So if you have weekend plans, just know it'll be windy on Saturday and cooler. Sunday, less wind, cold start, but a beautiful afternoon, up to 63. Then we return to the 70s next week, 70 on Monday and upper 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. And we're right back in that pattern where we get morning fog and drizzle and it's warm during the afternoon by the middle part of next week, guys.
Thanks, Justin.
All right, Larry is back and the reigning MVP coming to town today.
Yeah, Denver's big man Nikola Jokic. So the Spurs have to find a way to slow him down, which is much easier said than done this season. He's averaging 26.3 points per game and 13.4 rebounds. He is a double-double machine. And Frank Harris helping to spread some holiday cheer last night. Coming up.
Yeah, I mean, he almost took my head off in Denver. So I just got to keep your head on the swivel, try to be active, try to make it as difficult as it is for him. He's a special talent, and we got to help Yak and our bigs as much as we can.
As good as it gets. Derek White is talking about Denver's best player, Nikola Jokic, a double-double monster on Spurs game day. The Spurs will continue their 5-game homestand tonight with the Denver Nuggets, the first of 2 straight home games against the Nugs. Now, this means the Spurs will get to face Denver big man Nikola Jokic, the league's reigning MVP, who had a triple-double last night in the Nuggets' 120-114 overtime victory in New Orleans.
I mean, he's incredible. I mean, he does a lot for them. He's an MVP for a reason, and we're going to have a tough one here. It seems like every time that someone come out, someone else steps up. So we got to be ready to go and try to get a good win here at home.
Here's the matchup for you. 7:30 tonight at the AT&T Center. The Spurs are favored by 1.5 points.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy will be back in person today as the Cowboys prepare to face the Washington football team this Sunday. McCarthy's been away from the team for 10 days, according to NFL protocols, after testing positive for COVID-19, forcing him to miss the Cowboys' 27-17 victory at the New Orleans Saints. But he wasn't the only one. 5 of his assistants were left behind, along with offensive lineman Terrence Steele and rookie Nahshon Wright. He met with reporters yesterday via a conference call and said how frustrating it was for him to be locked up in a hotel room since November 26th.
I'm not a big fan of the telephone, and this has really tested my patience because I feel like I live on the telephone and Zoom calls.
Ezekiel Elliott, who's been slowed by a knee injury, was a full participant in practice, but running back Tony Pollard did not practice yesterday while dealing with a foot injury. That could be a big loss if he's not ready for Sunday, since he's produced 2 of the longest plays of the season, his 100-yard kickoff return against the Raiders and his 58-yard touchdown run against the Saints. UTSA Roadrunners quarterback Frank Harris was on hand last night to help the Salvation Army clear the Angel Tree at Walmart on De Zavala. The Salvation Army's Angel Tree provides toys to about 7,000 children who otherwise wouldn't have a very Merry Christmas. It's through community support that the children find presents under their trees, and Frank was part of the final push to fill the needs of the remaining 350 children in need, and he was stoked to help out.
Using my platform for the greater good. It's more to it than it's just about football. Like I said, once football is over with, I want to be remembered as a great person, and this is just something that I can do to make that happen. And it's more about me, and it's more about just football.
Awesome to see him out there helping out.
Yeah, definitely giving back. Yep. All right, Larry, thanks very much.
We are at the halfway mark for the KSAT 12 Days of Giving giveaway.
Yes, and Mike and Fiona are getting ready to reveal today's prize. Hey, guys.
Well, hey there, get ready because it's prizes, prizes, prizes. It is what day of our 12 Days of Christmas giveaway, Mike?
Day number 6. And guess what? You get all those prizes leading up to it. We're going to tell you how you can enter to win.
And if you want to put a really personal, really unique touch on, say, your holiday cards or maybe those to and from tags, Golden Speck is here to show us how to really zhuzh up those handmade holiday cards and thank you notes.
It's just one of those things you have to do at Christmas season, see the Nutcracker, and San Antonio Children's Ballet is putting it on again this year, and we're going to have a preview of it.
And how about coffee with a little Cajun-inspired twist? Java Jen goes on the hunt for fun flavors at a Cajun coffee place.
Hey, it's one of those San Antonio just institutions. Good Time Charlie's, history behind the restaurant, and all that yummy, wonderful comfort food they have there.
And our friends over at Fisher & Weezer are going to show us easy festive cocktails you can make at home for Christmas.
And our dear friend Elsa Fernandez is going to show us some of her favorite beauty finds from 2021. You are going to love these things. Some of these things going, I got to have that. I got to have that.
All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few minutes.